I'm Ken Block, this is Neil Cole, and this is a brand new series from Hoonigan about these things, Audi's e-tron series. They're all electric production cars, and they've given us a couple of them to play with. This one in particular being my daily driver. It's an Audi RS e-tron GT. If you are unaware, in the year 2021, we announced a big deal of myself with Audi. This is really kind of a dream come true. Audi is one of the main reasons why I got interested in rally as a kid. Everything from the Quattro winning in the WRC to their 2 wins at Pikes Peak. It was just a very inspirational thing for me as a kid to see those Quattros winning in that, and it just made me love rally. So for them to bring me in and want to help develop new products around electric cars, especially for Gymkhana.
Electricana?
Yes, Neil. Thank you. They have designed me a very cool prototype. All my Gymkhana cars before this has been my team mostly developing and having them built. This is a factory Audi partnership. They've designed in their design center an incredible car and built it out of their race team, an all-electric Gymkhana car called the Audi S1 e-tron Quattro Hoonatron, aka the S1 Hoonatron. But yeah, all electric platform taking what we do at Gymkhana into the future, and I think it's going to be very cool. So all that being said, Audi's doing some amazing things with electric vehicles, not only with my new Gymkhana car, but racing in Dakar.
Through the deserts of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but also these production cars. They're really taking this EV concept and really moving it very fast into the future. So
you're known for pushing the envelope, extreme, high-concept aesthetic designs. Why does this look like a Hoth stormtrooper from The Empire Strikes Back? What's the dealio?
Flat style paint or wrap. I started doing that in the early 2000s. I was one of the first people to actually do a flat black paint job on a very nice car. And so now, recently, I've evolved to white. My first car in the flat white was my Sport Quattro, and now we have the e-tron GT in this. And then the wheel and tire setup, Rotiform is a partner of mine with the race team, so that was a natural fit.
All of that science lab that racing and rallying has is all in here. The first time I ever heard of the term e-tron was the R18. Audi won the Le Mans 24 Hours, and all of that technology that they developed has gone into making everything in this. Powertrains, everything smaller, cooler, more efficient, faster, and now you can drive it on the road.
It's literally the race team coming to life in the production cars.
One thing that makes it extra special is that the very fact that it's electric means that altitude isn't a problem.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to suck any oxygen to make the flames work to push the engine.
Yeah.
So this thing will be as efficient and as powerful at 5,000 feet as it is at sea level.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you could do Pikes Peak in this.
Ooh, I saw that.
And when those tires firmly planted on the ground with this stance.
So the R888 would usually be my tire of choice to go on a car like this for the summer, for tracks, for that sort of thing. But I live in the mountains. So this is the Toyo Sport that's on here now, but I'm actually going to have the Toyo Celsius on here for the mountain driving. So let me grab one. So this is the Celsius. So, I mean, it's a great all-season tire. It's going to work exceptional for me in the mountains on this car, just around town, or say up to Jackson Hole or Snowbird, somewhere like that, where I really need the traction of a tire like this. With all the siping and the grooves and the angles, it's a really good functional tire. It's hard to get a good low-profile tire that'll work so well in tough conditions. So, great tire. Thank you, Toyo. This thing looks good.
And there's so much that they can do now with batteries that they've been wanting to do for years. Long wheelbase, wide stance, in fact wider, so it's staggered, wider at the back, narrower at the front. And the low center of gravity, because of the batteries down there, means that it just sits on the road and handles, I presume, like an R8. And they have used different body materials to make up for the fact that there is extra weight. So you've got a carbon roof, but also there's a lot of aluminum, aluminium. A lot of things that they've done to make sure that it's sleek and smooth, but the classic German body styling is all there.
Yeah, and I think that's what you really see coming to life here is, this looks to me like race inspired. The idea of quattro with the wheels really protruding, these big fender haunches, or what would look like in a race car world, almost like fender flares, really designed, molded into the overall design of the car. It's really quite beautiful. I think it's one of the best designs that Audi has done in a long time.
And the great thing is that this classic quattro wide wheel arch design is all part of the aero, and all of that starts at the front because this is an electric vehicle. So you don't need a radiator grille anymore. You can reinvent the front end of an electric car however you want.
And by the way, I just want to point out that the usual place to open a hood or a bonnet is under here somewhere that you have to search around for and find. This one's in the end of the door. Very convenient.
So there you have where there is no more engine. Everything is kind of hidden away. But to be honest, with an 800 volts that it puts out, it's probably for the best.
But I mean, that's one of the nice advantages of electric cars. Not only do you have all the regular room in the back, yes, we can almost fit a Neil in the front.
So that's the frunk.
Obviously, very nice interior. We have to talk about that. Center console, single button, up and down, locking wing. I like. Now, I know the Aero actually has some very well built-in features to help with the aerodynamics, but I like just having a wing that easily can go up and down.
I mean, the thing about this car is it is like driving a computer, and like there's millisecond. Ooh, what's that?
Oh boy.
What have you done?
I don't know. Help.
Well, you know how sometimes when you get into a modern all-electric car, you can end up feeling like you're sitting in the lobby of a boutique hotel rather than a car. This feels like a sports car. This feels like a really nice sedan.
Yeah, by the way, besides the wing and how to put it in drive, the only thing I've really figured out how to do is how to turn the traction control off, because I've literally only done donuts and driving around Ingolstadt. I've not driven this thing on the road yet. So when we pull this out of here, that's going to be the first time actually driving this on the roads in the States. So the details of the inside of this thing are beautiful though, from the suede steering wheel, the carbon fiber pieces. Audi did an incredible job.
Did you know that it uses something like 35 different random samples of different inputs from the data, from how far the accelerator is pushed in to how the powertrain motors are working, to synthesize a sound, because of course it doesn't really make a sound.
Like a sound adds 10 horsepower though.
So 2 gears. So it can be a different ratio based on how far you push your foot down and how much traction you want. Also, when you take your foot off the gas, it's not gas. When you take your foot off the accelerator, it automatically does the equivalent of engine braking, which regens power back into the battery. So you will already be braking before you hit the brakes.
Lots of beautiful details. I think they just did an incredible job with this design. Want to talk electric motors?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to talk about horsepower?
It's like about 600 equivalent, but with launch control goes up to about 620, 630, I think. So it's a lot. It feels like a kick, and it just doesn't stop. But ultimately, RS means speed. This is the fastest RS on the roads in the world.
I think it might be one of the fastest Audis, highest torque Audi ever, maybe.
612 foot-pounds of torque, and that's instant torque, and it just doesn't stop. 440 kilowatts. That is a lot of power, and it's distributed in 2 motors, and the strength of this powertrain is one of its key sort of facets and what makes it such an amazing, solid piece of kit. So you can go through the different modes. I think there's efficient, dynamic, completely bonkers. I'm making this up. Basically, the different modes will decide within which parameters you want it to do certain things, but fundamentally, this thing is deciding exactly where to distribute all the power. And don't forget the suspension, right? Standard wishbone, sort of, but then it's got air compressors, which make tiny little airbags inflate and go down to make sure that everything sticks to the road exactly as it does, and all of that torque goes nowhere else.
But it also helps in situations like mine where I live in the mountains that you can raise and lower the car based on the conditions. So that's one of the things I actually like about that suspension the most. I think it's just an incredible package for what I want to do with it. Rotiform actually makes some very beautiful wheels that fit Audis exceptionally well. So I actually had a hard time deciding what wheels to put on this car. I decided to have my fans help decide that. So we actually put up 8 different wheels on Instagram in the story section using the poll feature. We ended up with this as the #1 wheel. So this wheel is the NGO. It was in that poll because it is one of my favorite wheels. So I was very happy that this ended up being the #1 pick. The #2 pick was my other favorite, which is the Aero disc, which is there on the front. That was actually a really fun way to kind of help decide what wheels go on this. So thank you to all the fans. I enjoyed doing that. And they look good. These are specially made for this car because this car is so new. We needed Rotiform to make us some wheels specifically for this thing. And they, at Rotiform, figured out the exact sizing to make this fitment look so good. This is very important to my life. So let's look inside this thing. This is actually Audi component. Fits snowboards very nice and easy. And since the car is so low, easy for me to get it in and out of the car. I have a very nice partnership with DC Shoes, and they make an incredible line of snowboards, boots, and gear. And so that's what I use all winter. So a car like this, being able to have a pod on the roof like this, is very cool for me. So I love having the performance of a car like this, but then to be able to have the options to throw something like this on, and works well for everything I want to do.
It's a handy everyday runaround.
Real grocery getter. Not only does it handle incredibly well, is that the harder I drive, the brakes actually do something, right?
Yeah, when you're braking, you're constantly regenerating power back into the batteries. So you're basically refueling the car every time you brake.
So the harder I drive, the more it regenerates?
Yeah. It's like a big yin and yang. It's a give and take.
But you can clearly see how big these brakes are here in the back.
This is a ceramic brake disc, which has multiple advantages. It dissipates heat quicker and there's less expansion and contraction. There's also some tungsten carbide in there, which is stuff they use to drill diamonds. So it's like twice as strong as steel. So they're not going to let you down. And finally, crucial numbers. Top speed, 250 kilometers an hour, which is about 155 miles per hour, and 0 to 60 in approximately 3.3 seconds. That's the RSGT.
So that's all without the roof pod.
That might slow it down a tad.
But I need it, Neil.
Of course you need it. But it's super classy, Ken. It's what I love about it. It's like a grown-up hooning car.
Yeah? Oh, I'm supposed to grow up now?
I didn't say that.
Well, let's get in. Start it up, because it does make sound, and we can get moving.
I really wanted to do a Starsky and Hutch roll across the bonnet down, but I think I'd be fired.
Don't.
I'd be fired. So.
I was hoping that would rev up like...
Did you just say you were hoping it was going to rev up?
Yeah. Well, the sound, it has a sound.
It's making the sound.
Yes. Today is all about acceleration and speed.
So in 3,
Sure, I'm not, what? Do
do you
what?
want me to count you in?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Next victim.